Okay. Hey Ian, welcome to the stream. Just gonna get things started shortly. It's been a while since I've done anything in the form of streaming, so I'm not sure if everything's working. So first off, let's get the game up. Maybe a little stuttery as I play around with things here. I apologize. There we go. Yeah, game froze while I opened up. Hey Andy, welcome as well. Just gonna get this all up and running. Make sure that everything's working okay. Does look like we've got a bit of a delay in the stream, but that's absolutely fine. Apologies, got some iron brew. And the volume level's okay for you guys in terms of me talking and hearing the game and things. Because when I was testing on YouTube myself, it sounded a little quiet. Actually, considering how much of a delay the stream appears to have, it looks like it's quite substantial. Maybe a good 10-15 seconds. The game is quite quiet. Yeah, I'd expect that to be the case. I mean, am I sounding okay? Cool. To be honest, the game actually gets very loud, so tell you what, I'll bring it up slightly. It'll freeze on screen for a second while I do this. Try to remember which one is actually the game audio. Let's bring it up to 30. There we go. Right, we'll see how that does. Back to the game. Hopefully that'll be a little bit better. It's not drowning anything out. Right, so I figure we're just going to get pretty much started. So what we're going to be doing, because I'm terrible, is rather than going straight into a campaign, we're just going to try a few of the single missions. Just get our bearings and things. In terms of difficulty, the game is set on casual, because I've maybe played this 3 hours in total. So, yeah. It's going to be quite painful. Distance scale is 1 to 2, speed multiplier is 1. Now, there is a speed acceleration mechanic, so if we're in a situation where the game's taking ages to do something, hopefully we won't get too badly owned. But what we're going to do is we're going to go through these single missions. There is a large collection of them that sort of seem to increase in difficulty, so like the duel is a one-on-one fight with a submarine. In the presence of wolves is you're taking on a wolf pack. Action in the North Atlantic, I think, is you're actually attacking surface vessels. So we're going to try these, and then if these go okay, what we'll do is... It doesn't like going through between menus. What we'll do is we'll actually get a campaign going, and we'll start a 1984 North Atlantic campaign. Because I've heard the North Atlantic 1968 campaign is horrendously difficult, because you're limited to much older submarines, as it were. So the premise of the game is it's World War III, but they try to... It seems to keep things era-specific. So in 1984, you get things like the submarine I'm going to be using today, which is the Los Angeles class, which is the best recommended submarine, from what I've gathered. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the duel. And if you guys have got any questions about like how the game works and things, just throw it in the chat, because it means I can keep talking instead of just staring at the screen. So we're not going to use a narwhal class or a skipjack, pardon. This is like one of the old submarines, like 1959. We're not going to use that. We are going to use this. This is the Los Angeles class, also known as a 668. This is the submarine that everyone's recommended as a good starting point for playing this. So we're gonna try this out. Now, the game's very much sim-lite, so I suspect it's going to be long periods of quiet with sudden moments of panic. So, yeah, that's absolutely fine. So you see that the submarine's got quite a lot of options in terms of weapons. Moss decoys, which I think I've mentioned in chat a few times, are great fun. Mark 48 torpedoes are awesome. We also get missiles that we can launch if we were taking on ships, which we might do in a laser mission. And then we've also got things like a towed array, which there are ESM mast, search radar, active and passive sonar, low frequency hull mounted, passive sonar, low frequency towed array. There it is. So this is generally accepted as being a good option. So we are in charge of the Los Angeles class submarine, USS City of Corpus Christi, SSN 705. Okay. So what we do is we accept, and then it brings up the screen. And this screen here is basically what you see when you actually start engaging with submarines in the campaign map. So we go to the XO stats report. This is where we get to see what our submarine's carrying. So at the moment, we've got 26 munitions. We have 2 Moss decoys, 8 UGM-84 missiles, and 12 Mark 48 torpedoes. I think this is a default loadout. We'll run with this. Our damage control obviously is fine because it's a skirmish. Right, and what we'll actually do is we're going to start the mission a bit closer. We're going to, just for the stream, we're going to actually start at 15 KYD. So I think that's basically 15,000 yards. Then we hit close 2. So enemies are at bearing 88. So our target should be over here. So first off, right, we've got a new contact bearing. So let's zoom this out. So, aha, right. So basically what we've got to do initially is we've got to use these controls to try and figure out what on earth they're fighting. So,
rig ship for ultra quiet.
Going to go to ultra quiet because we don't want to get spotted. And then what you have here, this is what's called the waterfall graph. So basically this is the sensor picture our sonar's picking up on passive. And this is like the profiles we can match it to. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and match it up. So we see we've got 3 lines here, then 1 faint here and 1 here. So we've got to try and figure out what we're up against, because that actually makes it easier to figure out what's out there.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is cavitating.
Okay, I'll explain cavitating in a second. Right, I think that is a
Con sonar, Sierra 1.
I think it's actually a Sierra class.
As submerged submarine.
Yeah, I think it's a Sierra class. So that's actually firmed up quite a lot because we've correctly identified it. Oh god, I don't actually like those sensor settings. So let's look at the conditions. So it's quite quiet out here. There's a very weak duct, which is basically like a temperature difference, like a temperature layer, with a very weak layer. So we can actually see through that. That actually blocks sonar. So what we're going to do is we think he's that way. So I'm just going to
make turns full.
Didn't mean that.
Make turns.
Censor that on myself and zoom out for our mini map.
Maneuvering eye.
So I suspect this is going to be quite easy. So we've got a 33% solution. So what we're actually going to do, we're actually going to turn our submarine so our other side is facing him, because that allows us to get more sensor information. You can't see it, but it's not modeled, as it were. But this submarine has what's called a towed array, and think of it like a big, long string of sensors. It only works at low speed, we're at 5 knots, but it allows you to get like a good picture passively. So you don't have to go into active sonar to pick things up. Now, according to this guy is on the opposite edge of the layer from us, which means that it's actually kind of hard for us to see each other. So let's cancel off the rudder. And have a look at our course here. So now we're sort of crossing him this way. Sort of he's on our right side. So actually, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to submerge using just our ballast. We're not actually going to turn the sub downwards. And this is going to drop us into this duct. Now, just below this duct, there's like a 50-foot area, which is sort of called the shadow zone. I don't know if that's the right term, but that's sort of a way to describe it, where you're kind of properly hidden. So let's look at the Sierra. So, okay, and it's at 204 feet, so we want to get down a little bit more.
Passing 200 feet.
Okay, cool. Right, so this should be us right in the shadow zone now. So this guy has a passive array, a towed array, missiles, and torpedoes. He's also very quiet, so we've actually got pretty lucky spotting him, but he is diving down a lot. We don't have a brilliant picture on him yet, so I'm going to turn my submarine a little bit more. Mind you, we're in the shadow zone, so our sonar's kind of blinded as well by it, so maybe it's not working best. I think so. Right now, this is telling us he's within 5 kilometers, and we've got a 45% solution on him. So the range can change quite dramatically depending how well we spot him. How's our course doing? Let's turn a little bit harder here. So we're going super slow right now, because the last thing we want is to sort of give our position away. While our friend clearly seems to have gone down to around the 700 feet mark. Okay. Right. Okay, let's head down after him. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to change... Let me think. That's right side, that's left side. So we're going to take this torpedo tube. I'm going to switch that to a Moss. Now, this will release us from Ultra to do the change. But I think... Oh! That's an active ping. I think he's looking for us. So we're still in the shadow zone. I don't know if he's seen us. Oh, he's seen us. He's seen us. Right, okay. Back to our submarine. Right, goes to the camera. Tube 1. We're going to, actually, space. Set active search. Tube 1. Fire.
Tube 1. Aye, sir.
There's our torpedo away from Tube 1.
Con sonar. Launch transient from Sierra 1.
He's launched another torpedo. Okay. Nose down. This is all ahead flank.
Make turns for 3 knots. Con sonar. We are cavitating.
Yeah, we're cavitating. We're going to launch the Moss. And we're going to launch it that way.
Tube 4. Aye, sir.
Come on, go.
Passing 300 feet.
Right, that's going that way, and we're going to hard turn away from these torpedoes.
Passing 400 feet.
And we're going to hope that those go after him. Those go after that, which is our little decoy. These torpedoes are low, though, so...
No longer cavitating.
Okay, we're no longer cavitating.
Passing 700 feet.
Okay. We want to have these torpedoes behind us, because it actually gives us the best chance to evade them.
Feet.
Con sonar. Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing. 1,
Okay,
1,
that's
0.
locked on to us. How's our speed? Yeah, we're at max speed. Right, we've lost control of our torpedo because we did that turn. Alright,
Con sonar. Torpedo in the water. Torpedo in the water. Bearing. 1, 1, 2.
So our torpedo does look like it's caught onto him, which is fine. But we're trying to pull these into a stern chase.
Con sonar lost contact.
Wait,
Sierra
that...
1. Last bearing 0, 8, 6.
Okay, they didn't...
Contact faded.
You know, let's start reloading this while we're running. So we've lost contact with the target, but our torpedo still has him, I think. That's getting really close. Okay, drop a decoy, pull up as hard as we can, and turn left hard.
0,
Nope,
8,
turn
6.
right hard. We want to go away from the torpedo.
Knuckle formed.
So what we're doing is we're trying to get off the level of the torpedo.
Passing 800 feet.
Because that'll make them...
Passing 700 feet.
We want to get away from the torpedoes by getting up and away from them.
Passing 600 feet.
Con sonar. We are cavitating.
Oh, we're cavitating again.
Passing 500 feet.
Drop another decoy.
Passing 400 feet.
Oh, we want to level off here because we're going to...
Passing 300 feet.
breach.
Passing 200 feet.
Okay, right. We want to throttle down. So we stop cavitating.
Turns for con sonar. No longer cavitating.
See if we get lucky with those torpedoes. And to help, we're going to... Right, torpedoes are there. We're going to launch another Moss.
Con,
That way.
torpedo room. Tube
Crap.
jammed on launch.
That was stupid. Just jammed the torpedo tube. Great. And I think we've lost our target. I was going too... Nah, they're coming after us again. Flank speed, all dive.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Hard turn. Drop the decoy. This is not going well.
Passing 200 feet.
Again, we want those torpedoes to go after the decoy instead of us, so we can get down and away from them.
Feet.
So they've ducked off.
Passing 400 feet. Passing 500 feet.
Okay, right.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Okay, we're no longer cavitating. I think we've done enough to get away from the
noisemaker
torpedoes.
bearing 0.
Passing 700 feet.
Okay, they're above us.
Passing 800 feet.
Okay, now we're going to go ultra quiet.
Passing rig ship for ultra quiet.
And we're going to try and move away from these torpedoes.
Passing 1,000
Oh,
feet.
too deep, too deep, too deep. This is danger depth. But I think we've managed to skirt those torpedoes. So I'll tell you what, actually, let's bring up our speed a little bit.
Make turns for 1.
And we're going to try and move
5,
away from where these
9,
are and searching.
Maneuvering eye.
Whew! Fun. Okay, so we saw a noisemaker being dropped by the Sierra. But we've lost sight of him pretty much entirely. But because he dropped a noisemaker, that makes me think that he was maybe in the range of our torpedo. But I don't know if that's detonated yet. I think it's still out there, though. Let's see, can I lock onto it? That's our torpedo. And I think it's still chasing him. Sweet.
Passing 1,000 feet.
Oh, we're diving again. Let's bring up that altitude. Altitude depth. Wrong direction, Carl. Wrong direction. Right, we want to get up to about 900 feet, I think, is our safe position. And then we're going to try and reacquire. There we go. Right, we're going to drop back down to 5 knots.
Make turns for 5 knots.
And
Maneuvering
let's adjust our course northward. Okay, well that was an interesting start. So we're getting the active pings from our friend.
Con sonar, regain contact on Sierra 1, bearing 080.
Right, we've reestablished okay, so this is what I mean by bad sensor picture. There is no chance he's over there. We know he's somewhere around here.
Con maneuvering, making turns.
There we go.
5
So that's firmed up a
knots.
bit. We've got a 22% picture. Wait, are those... Crap, those are more torpedoes. Flank speed.
Make turns for 3
And...
knots. Maneuvering eye.
Right, pull up, launch decoy, and we're going to turn into them.
Passing 900 feet.
And we're going to try and get off these things' altitudes. Oh, no, I think that one's got us. Oh.
Passing 800 feet.
Were those the same torpedoes, or were those
Passing
new?
700 feet. Passing 600 feet.
Okay, we're gonna...
Con sonar, we are
Oh,
cavitating.
drop the speed, drop the speed.
Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Passing 400 feet.
I think that torpedo's back on us again. Yep, it is.
Passing 300 feet.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 1 5
Drop another decoy.
Passing 200.
Con sonar, we are cavitating.
Right. Nose down, nose down, nose down. We're gonna go flank speed.
Make turns for 3
Whew.
knots.
This is not
Maneuvering
going
eye.
well. Not going well. I think we're going to avoid this torpedo again. Thing is, we're going far too fast to actually launch any counter torpedoes.
Passing 300 feet.
Okay. Hey, that one's finally blown up.
Passing 400 feet.
Let's level off here.
Passing 500 feet.
We should stop cavitating now.
Con, sonar, no longer cavitating.
Okay. I assume those were the same torpedoes, because they haven't tracked us in a little while. Alright, we've got a 95% solution. Okay, we know exactly where he is, and it looks like our torpedo's still chasing him. So let's give him a headache. Prepare torpedo for launch.
Making turns for 1,
and
5 knots.
We're below 20 knots. Yes, we are. Launch.
2, 3. Aye, sir.
Probably should have done that from the near side instead of the far side, but that's fine. We're going to turn with this torpedo and try to see if we can keep the wire. Whew. This is what happens when things don't go to plan. So, target's below us, and I think our torpedo's still chasing him. So if we hit F3, that's our torpedo. That's, I think, our Moss. Yeah, here we go. So you see our torpedo here? It's still chasing this guy. We sent that torpedo to active, so it's now just hunting for him, but I think he might have shook it. The advantage of keeping the wire on the torpedo, which is what I'm trying to do here, we're going to straighten up as we follow it. So I can actually steer this torpedo. So I'm going to demonstrate. If I hit these controls here, don't know if you can see it or not, but nope, can I? Make sure I've selected. Oh wait, no, it's not gone active yet. So once the torpedo goes active, which will be at this distance here, I can then take control of it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take the opportunity to reload this torpedo tube here. Sadly, we've got no more of those decoys. Bring that out a little bit, get a picture of what's going on. Oh, looks like our other torpedo is chasing him. So, this has gone well. I don't know if you can actually see us in the distance. Probably too far away. But, let's see what he does to try and evade it. At this stage, this torpedo's probably going to run out of gas soon.
Room, tube 1 ready.
But we've got another torpedo ready. Got another active ping from him.
Noisemaker bearing.
Yeah,
0,
there we go. He's dropped in our decoy.
1.
So Noisemaker's just a little thing, it just makes tons of noise, which confuses sonar, hence why the torpedoes are pulled away, but I think this one's going to reacquire pretty easily. Yep. It's got lock on him again. Oh, we've lost it. We've lost the picture. But...
Con, sonar, lost contact.
Way!
0, 1, last bearing, 0, 5, 6, contact breaking up.
And we got him. After a bit of pain. So huzzah. Glorious victory. So it turns out we didn't actually... Our first torpedo was the one that actually got him. So yeah, that's cold waters when things don't work out. We had made some quite glorious mistakes, as in not getting the first shot off. But we were able to do some evasion, which was nice. Oh yeah, there you go. So you can sort of see on the little minimap here, that torpedo that I launched, number 3, has actually gone active, and now it's actually snaking, searching for a target.
Fire control, weapon
So
acquired.
it's actually locked onto his wreck now, because those can absorb shots, wrecks of other submarines and things. So sometimes you have to figure out ways around them. But now this is active, and I've still got the wire. If I hit left here, left and right, can I take control? Oh no, it's because it's set to... Is it because it's set to passive I can't control it? Unsure. It seems I just don't... I can't control this one for some reason. Might just be distance, perhaps. But normally what you can do is you can actually use the num keys to steer the torpedoes and make them go different places when you've got the wire still connected. Think of it almost like a tow missile. But we're just going to let this torpedo hit the wreck, just so, you know, you can see that it actually does happen. But, Don't think there's anybody left on that submarine, but they're about to have an even worse day if they are. So that's another hit. So huzzah! Glorious victory for our first mission. So we're actually going to exit out this now. So leave combat. There we go. Enemy engaged. Sierra class sunk. Weapons remaining. Various. System damage 2 because we tried to fire a torpedo over 20 knots. Well, what are the chances of a torp locking onto your sub? If you're not careful, very high. So torpedoes, once they are fired and once they go active, if you don't have control of the wire, they're effectively beyond your control entirely. So if your torpedo happens to be in a position where it turns around and locks onto you, it can't distinguish. So you've got to then evade your own torpedo. It's something that can very much happen. Right, so we're going to move on to mission 2 here. So, on a routine barrier patrol, you make contact with a wolf pack of diesel-electric subs trying to break out into the western approaches. Primary objective, duke it out with the enemy subs and make sure they don't escape. So, this mission is basically going to be us against a wolf pack of older diesel-electric submarines. So we're talking pre-nuclear. The submarine that we were using that last mission was a nuclear sub. So, start. I think it'll make us pick again. Yeah. So, again, we're going to go with the Los Angeles class. There it is. Accept. Effective immediately, we are in charge of the USS Philadelphia this time. SSN 690. Accept. Okay, so let's look at the conditions. We're at 348 feet. Our heading is 190. Their bearing is 123 designate Sierra 1. So that's the first target we've seen. So that would put them off our left as we come in, our port side. There is a moderate surface duct and a moderate thermal layer at 100 feet. So essentially, because there's a duct, there's a thermal layer, that's going to bisect this engagement field in half. So above and below that duct. It didn't really come into the last match because it was a very weak duct and it was right at the surface. This one's also right at the surface, but it's a bit more significant. So let's check our stats report. Now, what I'm going to do this time is I'm actually going to get rid of most of these missiles. I don't think we need these. I'm going to take a couple of more Moss. I'm going to take a couple of more torpedoes because I think that'll be more useful for us. And we're going to close again to 15 KYD. So, close. Right, so, first off, ultra quiet. We are below the duct. Okay, so our target's supposedly off to our left here. So, there we go, we've got 2 sightings so far. So, first target is Sierra 1. This is quite hard to... Oh god, they've got active already. Okay, this could be bad. That could be a kilo? Let's call it a kilo for now.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified
Sierra
as submerged
2?
submarine.
We've got better signal on. I think that's another... That's a Tango. That is a Tango. Okay, cool. That is a Tango.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as submerged submarine.
So we're going to treat those as those. Right, that's the enemy sub. Okay. So they are off to our left. So we're actually going to turn to our right, and we're going to try and get this towed array to get a bit of a better picture on them. And we're also... So there's 2 submarines we can see, and they are actively pinging for us.
Con sonar, launch transient from Sierra 2.
Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, right. That's where torpedo's coming from. Right, torpedo to active, launch, short range, and counterfire.
1, aye sir.
All ahead flank, and dive like all buggery.
3. Con sonar, we are cavitating. Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 1, 2, 0.
We're just going to try and get down as fast as we can. If we can get down to a much, much deeper depth, we can get some speed on, hopefully get away from this torpedo before it locks onto us.
Passing 500 feet.
We should stop cavitating now.
Contact. Sierra 2, last bearing. Con sonar, no longer cavitating.
Cool, right, we're no longer cavitating. We're going to reload this as a Moss. And, okay, we're going to go down to about 800.
800 feet.
Level out the sub.
Passing 900 feet.
And we're going to change our course directly.
Formed.
Oh, formed a knuckle. Knuckle's like a big disturbance of water.
Passing 1,000 feet.
Oop, too deep, too deep, too deep. Let's bring that elevation much higher. We're just going to do... We're going to bring ourselves up. The test depth in the submarine is 950, if I remember correctly, so we do not want to go down there very often.
Passing 1,000 feet.
Okay. Right, we're going to level off here.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Okay, we've got tube 1 ready.
Passing 900 feet.
So we've lost complete sight of both of those subs. But, oh, is that locked onto us? It looks like our torpedoes maybe found a target, but that enemy torpedo is very much chasing us. I mean,
maneuvering, making turns for 3 knots.
Okay, so that's just at top speed now. So just a reminder, this is second from lowest difficulty so far.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 146.
They've launched the noisemaker, and our torpedo is now con fire control weapon countermeasure homing. That'll be the noisemaker. So that torpedo is very much on top of the enemy now. We know that. But we're gonna get some serious distance here. Let's look at the signatures. We can't see anything right now. I think that torpedo has... Oh, there we go. Lost contact, Sierra 2 Tango, last bearing 147. Contact breaking up, we got him. Nice. Okay, so we've just got this torpedo chasing us we've got to deal with now. I wonder if we can duck under it. Alright, so tell you what we're going to do. We're going to throttle down.
Make turns for 10 knots.
And we're going to try and distract it off using this moss once we get below 20 knots. And then we're going to try and find that other submarine again, as long as we get that torpedo off us. So, we're going to shoot it off this direction. And we're going to turn the other direction. And hopefully that'll get us away. Because we can't actually... Like, we can sort of see the torpedo there because we've got the third-person view. But we can't actually see it on sonar because it's behind us.
Con, maneuvering,
so,
making turns for 0 knots.
Okay, we're down to speed, right. Moss, go that way.
1, aye sir.
Rudder hard to starboard. And we're going to go
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Ultra quiet. And we're going to hope that the torpedo that's there...
Sonar regained contact on Sierra 2, bearing 150.
Looks like we've got our sight on that. So I'm hoping this torpedo is going to try and go after the moss instead of us. It may not, because now we're sort of between it and it, but I'm hoping it's loud enough that it'll work. Because, well, I don't know much about this game yet and how everything quite works. If it starts coming after us, though, we'll basically go hard evasion while we're trying to shore up our signal on this other target. I think we're going to get lucky with that torpedo. If it turns down and dives on us, we're kind of in trouble. Where's our... Right, we've lost sight on that Kilo again. He's out there.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 132.
Oh, he's gone a lot closer. Okay, let's straighten out the rudder. Oh, I think that torpedo's got a whiff of us. I can't quite tell. I don't like that it's circling above us right now. I think he sort of knows where we are. And it's looking. We've got a very poor... We've got a 36% signature on this enemy submarine, so we know roughly where he is, which is somewhere out there. But... yeah, see, that torpedo is actually circling on top of us. So, oh! Did it get a whiff of us there? Or is it just us hearing the active sonar? To creep away very slowly here. I don't think it sees us, but I think if we make too much noise, it will plunge down and find us. So I think we just play it really safe here. Until we sort of maybe get to around here. We do know that other submarine is somewhere around this area. So we're going to sort of head towards it as we show up our picture. See, that's saying over there, but I don't think it's anywhere near that. I think that's just because we've only got a 35% picture. Once we're away from this torpedo, or this torpedo goes up, what we'll do is we'll actually climb in depth a bit and see what we can do to home in on this guy. I don't even want to reload right now because that'll take us out of ultra quiet. Oh, hey Neil, welcome to the stream. Considering you've just come in, quick situation report. It's us versus 2 submarines. They spotted me well before I spotted them. We got the first one with a snapshot back at them. But they did get this torpedo off on us, which is now quite unfairly orbiting right where we were. Which makes you think they steered it to us with the wire, then cut it loose. We're currently at basically as deep as we can go without crushing. Traveling on ultra quiet, trying to see if we can get some distance from it before we try and re-engage this other guy. But you can sort of see the wreck of the other submarine. I'm not sure what the depth in this area is. Oh, there we are. 1,702 feet down, but we know we can't go that deep. Now, yeah, I think I think it's definitely a Tango. Oh, SS2. We want S1. Which... see, I think that is a Kilo. Unless it's another Tango? What do we reckon, guys? Do you think we've maybe miscalculating that? A lot of noisemakers over there, but I assume that's from the Tango. Because that could be another Tango looking at the waterfall graph there. We may have classified it wrong. Like, we're almost far enough away from this torpedo that I'll be happy enough to get up to speed again. But for now, I'm just crawling. Yeah, see, the more I look at this, the more I think this is actually a Tango and not a Kilo. I mean, let's look at our book. What's Tango got? Okay, and let's find a Kilo. Passive sentry radar test 71 torpedo. You ought to know. I think this is actually a Tango. Right, we're going to reclassify this.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as submerged submarine.
I think that makes more sense for what we've seen from these things so far. Oh yeah, see, there you go. That's actually massively jumped up our resolution picture. Because we've reclassified it, I think, correctly. Okay, cool. So, what we're actually dealing with is a Tango and he's above us. Right, I think we're far enough away from this torpedo that we can start getting a little bit better with things. So we're actually going to come up a little bit. We're actually going to try and match up our... I keep trying to say altitude. Hey, Polish Wolf, no long, no chat. I am good. Wait, no, that was diving. No, pull up, pull up. I keep thinking, wrong controls. Let's not dive to crush depth. That would be bad. Polish Wolf, I am good. I've had a busy few... Oh, hey, there we go. Right, we're safe. The torpedo finally ran out of gas. Cool. Right, let's work on trying to shore up our solution on this target. Right. So, we reckon... Sage tells he's about 14 kilometers that way. I don't think he's anywhere near that far away. So what we're going to do is we're going to... As I said, we're going to come up with our depth. Bring ourselves up. And try to get a better solution on this. We're going to keep at our... We're going to keep an ultra quiet. And once we have a target, we're going to launch a torpedo. But what we're going to do is we're going to try and be clever. We're actually going... Bring it back under. We're going to launch a torpedo from our port side, even though he's on our starboard, and see if we can maybe hide the noise from the torpedo launch. Apparently that's something that works in the game, but we're going to give it a shot. Oh, we've got 70%. Definitely shoring this up. If we get a good picture, we're actually going to launch a torpedo, but we're going to keep it on passive. And
Passing 800 feet.
we're going to keep the torpedo on passive and see if how that does. Because we used an active torpedo in the last shot because we were found, but we're going to try and use a passive one because I want to try and stay hidden. And see if we can get a bit of a sneak up on him. Only issue is he's kind of coming towards us. By the looks of things, we're kind of passing each other. So what we'll do is, we're 80% now, we're doing really good. Tell you what. Let's level off. And we're going to do a hard turn to starboard. Oh, excellent, you're in college now. What are you studying, Wolf? Okay, so we're going to bring ourselves around. We're going to try and put ourselves on a perpendicular course to him. So we're actually going to flip around. So we're actually going to fire from the torpedo tube we have selected. Ah, computer engineering. Oh, there we go. I think we've got solution. So let's actually have a look at this guy. Oh, let's see. Compare. Yep, that's a Tango. Okay, so we correctly identified him now. So you can see it's almost like a World War II submarine because it's a diesel electric. So you could quite happily see this in a World War II movie. Okay, so I think we're good, and I think he doesn't quite have sight on us yet, because you can tell here from the contact. So what we're going to do is, right, we're going to stop turning, tube 2, tab. So we're gonna fire a torpedo passive. We're gonna have it go active here. So bearing 156, range 5.6, that seems good. Launch.
223. Aye, sir.
And what we're going to do now is hammer our turn and hope he didn't spot us launching that. So actually, let's preemptively start adjusting our level again. Actually, no, we don't want to turn too hard because then we'll lose the wire, and I want to keep a hold of that. So let's look from our torpedo. Now, if he counter launches on us, what we're going to do is we're going to go to full flank speed and turn away from him to sort of put ourselves, basically try to outsprint, or try to put a sprint on any torpedoes chasing us, because I think that's the better way to go about it. I think we're going to do okay here. I mean, all told, I think what we're probably going to do here, we're probably only going to stream for a couple of hours, 2.5 hours, maybe. Enough to get a few of these missions done, because I am still very unfamiliar with how the game works, as I'm sure this stream has kind of demonstrated so far. I actually did some practice before streaming earlier today, and I actually did the same scenario, and they didn't see me once in any of the missions. I was like, yes, I've got my stealth perfect. Now, no. Is he turning towards us? I think he has. No, he's turned away from us. Ooh, this is perfect. So, let's see. He's going at 40 knots. I'm going to try and be sneaky here. Can I control his torpedo yet? No, I can't. Okay. I'm wondering if we take control of the torpedo, if we can actually steer it into the blind spot at the back of the sub. Actually, I don't think we'll need to. So, behind the submarine...
Fire control.
Oh.
Weapon acquired.
Torpedo's got a lock. Excellent. So, behind the submarine, there's an area where it's really hard to detect things, because we've never sonar sound-based, because that's where your propellers are, and they actually sort of cause this big interference zone, maybe about 90 to 120 degrees directly behind you. So I don't think this guy even knows the torpedo's behind him now, because he's actually heading away from it. And because we haven't put the torpedo into active mode, I don't actually think that he's going to be able to get away from this. If we have a look at the plot here, so this is the detection cone that the submarine has, and you can sort of see how he's in it, and I think we're coming in behind him, so I don't think he's going to be able to detect the torpedo until... There we go, now.
162.
So now he's detected the torpedo, so he's going to try and panic evade. So he's dropped the noisemaker, but torpedo should come round.
Fire control.
Yep.
Weapon acquired.
Reacquired target. I think we've got him. Oh, we've lost sight in him there for a second, but...
Sonar lost contact.
Way, we got him.
Last bearing 164. Contact breaking up.
Down he goes. Huzzah! And there we go, sinking in the distance. So hey, we made it. So we've had two delightfully not great missions so far, but we've survived both and avoided getting hits. And we've done more damage to ourselves than the enemy, so I call that a victory. Okay, so no vessels nearby, no weapons nearby, so yeah, I think we got everything. So leave combat. Yes, it was a pair of tangos. Enemy engaged, tango sunk, tango sunk. We've still got plenty of weapons left. It seems that it turns out that moss we launched was actually a waste, which is kind of a shame. Because that torpedo, we actually just got completely out the way of it. So, you know what? I'll take that. Right, so next mission. So these are the next single mission. Action in the North Atlantic. Your orders are to intercept a replenishment force suspected to be operating somewhere in the North Atlantic, west of Iceland, where they are supporting aggressive Soviet anti-convoy operations. After several uneventful days spent searching, sonar has reported a contact. Primary objective, locate and sink the tenders. Secondary objective, locate and sink any escorting warships if possible. Cool. So, let's get back to our... Wait, hold on. Skipjack, Pyramid, Sturgeon, Skipjack. Okay, so we're actually limited in the submarines we can pick this time. Okay. Right, I suppose we'll go for the Sturgeon class then. That only has torpedoes as an offensive weapon. Is there any of these that have missiles? No. Oh, this is early war setting. Okay. So we're only allowed early era submarines, which means we're dealing with Mark 16 and Mark 37 torpedoes. Ah, interesting. Okay. Well, let's go with this one. Originally named the Thresher class, they were renamed after the lead ship, USS Thresher, sank with all hands during trials. This is the worst submarine disaster in history. Do I want to take this? Oh, that's the Pyramid class. Yeah, we want to take a Sturgeon class. There we go. Okay, we're gonna go with this. We're gonna go with this. Let's see how we do. The USS Archerfish. Hey! The name is perfect. It must have been fate. Okay, accept. Alright, I'm going to be honest, I don't know the difference between the torpedoes that we can have here, so let's have a look at the stats report. So we've got Mark 16 torpedoes. We've got 8 of them. Now we've got Mark 37s, which appears to be maybe a smaller, snubbier torpedo. So we'll work with it as best we can. We're going to close to 15 kilometers again. So here we go. Right. New contacts. There's a selection of contacts ahead of us. We're pretty close. Rig for ultra quiet.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Let's start identifying these targets. So, first target, Sierra 4. I have no idea what that is, actually. Actually, hold on. We're thinking these are going to be surface targets. So, let's up periscope. I mean, let's try that. So, we're going to come up. We're going to try and come up to the surface. It looks like there's actually a weak duct and a weak layer. So, if these are surface craft, it's probably best we want to deal with those.
Passing 300 feet.
Oh wait, these torpedoes are dumbfire. Oh god. Okay, CR4 contacts improving. So let's see what we can figure out from the graph here. That looks about right. Moskva, we'll designate that.
Sonar, Sierra 4 is classified as capital ship.
Capital, okay. Interesting. They've got better bearing on this one. Adizan, Agima. That looks like a Kazbek.
Con sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as...
Passing 200 feet.
Right, past 200 feet. How are we with the layer? Okay, we're in the shadow zone. Cool. Right, Sierra 1. Can't tell what it is. Let's see if we can find something that matches. It looks like there's 2 bands around here, so let's look for that on the profile. That looks like a Cashin.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as escort.
Okay, and Sierra 2. Let's look for the double lines at the start there. That's a Kazbek.
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is
okay, so
classified as
what is a Kazbek?
merchant.
Okay, so merchant. So we think that's a merchant. What's the Moskva? Whoa! Really? Is that an aircraft carrier? I mean, it looks right on the bearing. Okay, let's turn around. Let's start going parallel with the fleet and see if we can get some more detail. If that's an aircraft carrier, we're gonna have to look out for torpedoes, like airdrop torpedoes. Final target is a Cashin, which is an escort. Okay, I think we want to try and sink this thing first, the Moskva. I just don't want to have to deal with large numbers of aircraft, if we can help it. So if in our initial attack we can hit the Moskva and maybe the Kazbek. Okay, so we've got a solution on the Moskva. I think it's safe to say that is what it is. Yeah, that is a helicopter carrier. Bloody hell. Okay. So, yeah, it's very much a helicopter ship, basically a carrier of some form. So that's fun. And oh, hey, we can see pretty much the whole convoy now, apart from the lead escort. Okay, back to where we are. So it does look like we've got firing solutions for almost all these ships except from the lead escort. Because I don't even know the range on these torpedoes. But the last thing we want is some helicopters in the air. is very, very quiet, though. I'm not sure how I'm going to approach this. Because if these torpedoes were like active homing torpedoes, I'd basically fire a spread and dive. Right, tell you what. Let's adjust our course. We're still turning away from them. Let's close with them a little bit. I'm not sure what the Mark 37s do. Actually, tell you what. Let's reload. And we'll put in one of these Mark 37s to see if that's maybe a tracking torpedo. They seem to be much smaller, so it might be maybe designed for taking out other submarines, as opposed to dealing with enemies. That is a big boat. Oh. They appear to be turning away from us. That could work in our favor, because if those are turning away from us, we might be able to put the torpedoes in, coming in from behind them.
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
Oh, wait, these ones do have active tracking. Cool, so these will be more powerful. Okay, right. Okay. Okay, it looks like our sensor signatures in these are starting to get a bit worse. So, you know what? Let's go after this Moskva. Alright, it looks like they might be slower because we have to put a lot more lead on them. But I really want to get rid of this ship. I'm going to wait for his course to steady out. And see what we can do to him. Yeah, we've lost sight of the other escorts, so we've probably lost the opportunity to do that immediate hit. How are we doing on signature? I think we're still okay for not being spotted. Even though they've got a towed array. Okay, I think he's steadied out on that course now. Yeah. Okay. So... Alright, let's fire one of these dumbfire torpedoes. Torpedo room cannot fire Mark 16 below 180 feet. Really? Is it like a surface torpedo? How deep are we? 193. Right. Fine. Wait, what? Hold on.
Shoot tube 4.
Wait, what?
Aye, sir. Fire control. Unable to fire.
I think we've goofed. Yes, we've goofed. Oh, I right-clicked to turn the camera while we had the torpedo aim ready, which means we've now just fired a torpedo in entirely the wrong direction. Oh, God, we're bad. Right, that's got everybody's attention. Fine. Fine. Okay, right. Tell you what. Let's bring up the elevation a little bit. We're going to try and fire one of these big dumbfire torpedoes.
Sonar lost contact. Sierra 1. Last bearing 15.
Make turns for 0.
Nope, not 0 knots. Keep it at 5 knots.
Make turns for 5 knots.
God, we're
Maneuvering up.
bad. Right, that Moskva's turning again, and I think we've lost... No, we've still got the ideal targeting solution. This has just all gone bad. Everything's gone bad now. Right. Level off. Okay. Tube 1, dumbfire torpedo. Launch.
Tube 1. Aye, sir.
Tube 2, dumbfire torpedo. Launch.
Shoot tube 3. Aye, sir.
Tube 3. Make sure we got the right target. Tube 3, dumbfire torpedo. I think he's turning towards us now. Oh, no, there we go. Launch.
Shoot tube 2. Aye, sir.
Right, back to us. dive, 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 and we're going to reload these as the active versions of these torpedoes. These Mark 37s. So it turns out these torpedoes are actually surface torpedoes, which explains why we had to be so low to fire them. Now, I don't expect those to actually hit targets.
Passing 200 feet. Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
We've lost the wire, right? We no longer have control of that torpedo there, so we're going to get that reloading as well. How are our torpedoes doing? Well, they're certainly heading towards the enemy. I have to admit, I do not like this early era torpedo stuff.
Passing 300 feet.
If we're really lucky,
torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
if we're really lucky, we might be able to. We might get these merchants with the dumbfire torpedoes. If not, we might. What we'll do is once we've got all these reloaded, we'll launch a second wave of. We're gonna level off here. We're gonna launch a second wave of the actual,
Passing 400
you know,
feet.
sonar torpedoes, so we can actually home in on targets. I'm just a little concerned about that Moskva, because if he's launched helicopters, don't think he has yet, because they're all on deck. Assuming the game models that.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
But we'll see how we do here. Hopefully these escorts aren't going to sort of pull a crazy Ivan on us. They still look like they're going roughly the right directions. And we have lost sight of this cash-in, which worries me a little bit. Nope, nope. He's changed direction. Doesn't look like our torpedo's going to hit him. Oh, he's turning in again. Oh, he's going to see those torpedoes coming. Whoa! That Kazbek's repositioned. I think we've got a worse signature on him.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
Tube 3 ready. Yeah, I think that Moskva's spotted those torpedoes coming in. I think we need to be a lot closer to actually use those. How are we doing? We're still cruising along well underneath that duct. You know, let's pick up the pace a little bit, because I think we can get up to 15 knots without cavitation at this.
Turns for 15 knots.
And we don't want to
Maneuvering
fall
on.
completely behind the fleet, because if all these torpedoes are such low speeds and things, that will not be nice. Alright, oh, I think we've lost sight of those torpedoes. We can't see our torpedoes anymore.
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 15 knots.
I think this Moskva might be coming after us. Oh! Just had an explosion. That might have been that torpedo going off. Let's head back to.
For ultra quiet.
Let's cut our speed again. Oh, there goes another torpedo explosion. Looks like he dodged it. So I guess that's the point at which those torpedoes now explode. Hi, Ray! Okay. He's getting awfully close now. I think we need to launch another torpedo. Because obviously the torpedo we fired at missed. So tell you what. We're okay for speed. Tube 1. Range is good. Launch.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
We'll launch from the far side of the ship. Hopefully don't hit the nose. I think we did, but it just passed through. And we're going to alter our... We're actually going to get more depth now that we've launched that. Creep down. Little dinky torpedo. So I guess what the whole thing is, these big torpedoes are dumb fire. You have to fire them from shallow, but they're very fast.
Passing 500 feet.
Let's level off at 500. But these ones are smaller, slower, but these ones actually have active properties. God, this guy's going to end up right on top of us. Looks like this torpedo has quite a long lifespan, though. 18 minutes it can go? Don't like how close he's getting, though. He's going to be able to spot us soon. So we kind of have to hope that this torpedo does the job. I'm going to speed up time a little bit here. Crap. Okay, I think this torpedo's actually going to miss. So, tell you what. Hold on. There's an option for this. Under controls. I think you can get the torpedo to go active early, because I have the wire. Mark target, sensor map, auto sensor map, condition signature, weapons, damage control, previous, next, helm controls, dive controls, expand log, Alpha 4. What's Alpha 4? Maybe F4? No, that's a helicopter with a dipping sonar. Oh dear. God, that's loud. Okay, they're definitely looking for us. I have no idea what Alpha 4 is. Hold on. Weapons. Cut wire. Activate torpedo. Excellent. Right. F2. F3? F3? I can't activate the torpedo. So I think it's just... Oh, wait, no, we have. We have activated the torpedo. Cool. Right. We're going to send the torpedo in his direction, because we have control of it. We're going to bring it a bit up to the surface. Is that right? Is that the right torpedo? Ah, this is the right torpedo. Yeah, see, now we can control this one. Okay. And we're going to actually steer this torpedo into the ship. As we know, there's a helicopter out here with a dipping sonar as well. Right. So the torpedo can catch it. We might need to launch another sort of ahead of it. Because it actually looks like the ship is going faster than our torpedo. It's going at 28 knots. I don't know what speed our torpedo goes. But it's very much in a stern chase. Well, let's pick up the pace a little bit.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 154.
Yeah, I don't think our torpedo can actually catch this ship. Gonna F9 here. Maybe come up a bit more shallow? No. No, so that it looks like the ship's going the same speed as our torpedo. Right, let's go back to F1 then. I think we fumbled this. Like, on one hand... Yeah, I don't think we're actually going to succeed at this mission. I think we've maybe bottled it, because our initial attacks scattered everything. I don't think we'll catch them. And this Moskva is actually going faster than our torpedo. So unless we maybe come back up in depth and fire one of those dumbfire torpedoes at him, I don't think we've got a chance catching him. Right, tell you what, let's come up in depth. We're gonna bring ourselves up to temperature, up to height. We're gonna try and see if we can fire one of these dumbfire torpedoes at him, and maybe see if that will mess with him. Of course, there's we. We is perfectly involved in this, right? all your fault as well as mine. I can see what they mean about the earlier campaign being a lot harder than the later campaign, because basically just yeah, that's going well away from us. Let's see, is that helicopter still about? Yes, it is. Is that helicopter still looking for us?
Con, torpedo room.
Passing 400 feet.
Tube 3's ready. Cool. So as I said, we've got to bring ourselves up to 180 before we can launch this. Let's bring our nose towards the target while we're climbing. But I think it's safe to say our little torpedo here it's valiantly pursuing, but it's not going to catch him.
Passing 300 feet.
Unless we can make him do something. So my thought is we maybe spook him with the dumbfire torpedo, which will let this torpedo catch him a bit. We're at 250. Once we get 200 on the counter, we'll level off, because that should... 200... Bump.
Passing 200 feet.
So now when we level off, we should hit 180. Good enough. Right. Dumbfire launch. Put a little bit of lead on it. Actually about there. And... launch.
Shoot tube 3. Aye, sir.
Tube away. Let's change direction. We'll see if this thing gains on him. I'm going to put a little bit of speed on it.
Con, sonar, lost contact. Sierra, 4, last bearing.
Oh, God,
0,
they're still turning.
8, 7, contact is in the baffles.
Okay. So we kept turning so hard, we've actually lost our target. So I have no idea what's happening with that now. We've still got the wire, but we can't see what it's pursuing anymore. Oh!
Con, sonar, regained contact on. Sierra, 4, bearing, 0, 8, 7.
Okay. So, did we hit him? Be awesome if we hit him. We're going to have to try and re-establish lock on that Moskva. How's that Cashin doing? What's the signal on that? 55. He's getting close. We may have to worry about him shortly. You reckon it ran out of fuel? So I think this is one of those situations where we just can't actually catch our targets. Like the Kazbek and the two Kazbeks are gone. Our objective is miles away, so really we're just trying to like see what we can do with the submarine while we've got it. But safe to say that I'm not doing that great. Got a 70% solution on the Cashin.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
Is that helicopter still about? Yes, it is. I want to sink at least something before we get out of here. Okay, we're hanging about depth 146, so we're just above the duct. I think we want to try and go for this cash-in, so at least we kill something today. So we're heading towards it, so let's adjust our course, port, and try to see if that gives us a better picture. Now, if we had been in a Los Angeles class, what we could have done is we could have actually come to the surface and launched missiles against these targets that are running away from us. Oh, right. Okay, I think we've got a solution on the cash-in. Aha! There he is. Isn't he a brute? Oh, he's close. He's very close. Okay. Tube 1. Or Tube 3, actually. And... launch.
Tube 3. Aye, sir.
Tube 2. I'm just gonna aim here. Launch.
Shoot Tube 2. Aye, sir.
Just curves around the nose.
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
We've lost the wire in that torpedo. Okay, great. Yeah, that's because we fired it in the wrong direction and dove immediately.
Con, fire control, we've lost the wire.
And we've lost another wire. That's fine. Torpedoes are going in the right directions. Let's see if we get lucky. As I said, I'd like to kill something. Is the dumbfire going to hit?
Passing 200 feet.
No, it's going to miss.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 179.
But let's see if the explosion maybe gets him. Because it looks like these detonate when you tell them to. No. No, we've missed. Let's level off. Turn towards him. We've still got our actual sonar torpedo.
Passing 300 feet.
Just reload. We are wasting so much funds of the mighty American military. Right. Let's see if the torpedo gets a lock. It should go active shortly. Okay. That's a very active sonar on us. Right. Rudder hard right. Tube 4. We've really got to put that much lead on it?
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Launch. Nothing's really been dropped on us yet. Remember when I mentioned about torpedoes turning back on us? Okay, no, but yes, but no. Let's speed up a little bit.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
Gonna give a bit more speed. We're gonna try and get away
Con
from our
sonar
torpedo.
lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 081. Contact is
A
in
little
the
worried
back.
about us hitting our own torpedo here, but speed up. Ooh, that cash-in's coming back at us. I'm gonna hit something in this mission, then we're gonna leave, because there's no chance of us catching those escorts now. Right. That's our own torpedo. Okay, this is the one we want to go active. So, weapons, torpedo active. Take control. Point it at the cash-in, and up. I'm going to zoom in a bit here so we can get a better idea of where we're aiming this thing. Because we do want to hit something today. Put a bit of lead on it.
Con, fire control,
Wait,
weapon acquired.
got a lock.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 249.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Turn that torpedo after. It's not getting away from us.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Right, re-establish lock. We are going to sink something. This is where he just outruns our torpedo again. No, re-establish lock. I think it's gaining on him. Or... Really? Sorry guys. No. There's only so far I can go. This is... I'm not good enough for this level of difficulty. At this stage of the campaign. Nah. We're gonna call it there. Gotta call it there. They've all got away from us. There was also there was also a Foxtrot torpedo, which we submarine that we never detected. Oh, that was hard. Yeah, May 1968. So it is an early campaign mission. That is that was hard. That was hard and kind of depressing. Gods, what's pushing for? Iron Coffin. See, that's 1948. So that would let us fight with more stuff. But you know what? What we're going to do, because I said I'd have a look into it, is we're actually going to have a look at the campaign. And we're going to do a 1984 campaign. Fascinating Fine. Commander named Tavan Archer. Start. And we're going to do it in a Los Angeles class attack submarine. Except... And we are in command of the USS City of Corpus Christi. And we're just going to go ahead and call it C3 for the rest of the mission. So, campaign mode in Cold Waters. Hey! It's our commander. What will Reaganism mean for US foreign relations? New President-elect Ronald Reagan has begun his term in office taking a harsh stance against the Soviet Union. Former Californian governor, once a Democrat, is reputed for his anti-communist stance and for rooting out communist sympathizers in Hollywood in the 1950s. New president is regarded with suspicion in the Kremlin. Politburo sources claim Reagan is regarded somewhat of a cowboy whose presidency risks spurring controversy and conflict instead of a continuation of the more detente-oriented policies of Jimmy Carter. Doom. Death of General Secretary Leonid Brezhnev is sure to result in considerable debate behind the Kremlin walls. The last decade has been one of stagnation and increased bureaucratization of the Soviet colossus. An unknown diplomatic source was quoted in a recent Time article saying the constant provocations of the Reagan administration have created an elevated and permanent anxiety concerning American aggression within the Politburo. President Reagan should think this over. It is dangerous. This seems familiar, doesn't it? And provoking the bear is Reagan pushing too hard. With the recent announcements of the Strategic Defense Initiative, several independent political and security analysts are expressing a growing concern that the Reagan administration may be pressing the Soviets too hard. Tensions between the Soviet Union and the US are continually increasing. The increased US military spending, followed by President Eagle's denunciation of the Soviet Union as an evil empire, raised the question of how the Kremlin will react. Oh. Soviets down civilian airliner. This seems to be spiraling out of control. Not good. Pershing missiles deployed in West Germany. This is going into an arms race. Soviets thought nuclear drill Able Archer was real. Oh dear. Ah, here we go. It appears that war were declared. Soviet infantry and armoured units supported by strike aircraft have today stormed through the Fulda Gap region of West Germany, penetrating the inner German border in a surprise attack. Initial negotiating attempts rapidly broke down, and a state of war has initially been declared between NATO countries and the Soviet Union. NATO losses are reportedly high. The United States military forces have been fully mobilized, and convoys loaded with men, materials, and arms have already begun to cross the Atlantic. President Reagan addressed the nation stating, "The full might of the United States military, Army, Marines, Air Force, and Navy will be brought to bear on this unprovoked attack." Is that the quick spelling of bear? Here we go. So, this is the campaign mode. So, here are our orders. We're currently docked at Holy Loch in Scotland. Tactical situation. Intelligence has discerned a pattern of movements of enemy at-sea replenishment tankers and tenders. Small enemy force, including 1 or 2 of these ships, is expected to sail from Murmansk shortly for a rendezvous somewhere in the Greenland Sea. You are ordered to find and sink this group. You may also get chance at the enemy warships this group is tended to. Support, but tenders and tankers are the mission target. Primary objective, locate and sink the enemy replenishment ships. Locate and sink any nearby warships if possible. Avoid detection by enemy anti-submarine warfare patrols. Weapons free. Maintain radio silence until otherwise directed. Okay. Right, so. Crews enjoying some shore leave while we get ready for departure. Storage tube fully stocked. Damage report, all system operation. Right, let's have a look at our status. We've got 12 Mark 48s, 2 Moss, 8 UGM missiles. I think that will be fine. And if we have a look at damage control, we are in perfect nick. So, cast off, anchors away. So here we go. So this is the campaign map. So we believe these targets are somewhere up in the Greenland Sea. So what we're going to do is we're going to head north. That might be them. We're going to head north here. And we're going to try and intercept them. So we've lost sight of them there because they've passed things. But there's some aircraft and a satellite that spotted them again. Gonna pick up our pace a little. So we reckon there's somewhere here. There they are, right? And boom. We've made contact. So we have a new sonar bearing, sonar contact bearing 57, designated Sierra 1. We're at 600 feet. Our heading is 148. So they're at 57. So that'll put them to our left as the initial target. There's a strong surface duct and a strong thermal layer. So there's quite a lot of destruction. We're currently going at 20 knots. And okay. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to close to... We're going to close... Let's close to 15. And we're going to go to silent immediately.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Ultra quiet the moment we've arrived. So there's Sierra 1. Let's have a look at the signature. We have no signature. We've lost the contact. But that's to be expected because of the conditions. So first thing we want to do... Let's see. 15. So they're that way. Right. Let's bring ourselves up to the surface. We want to come up to this surface duct and surface layer.
Passing 600
and
feet.
we should have loaded missiles to start with.
Sonar regained contact
Oh, there we
on
go.
Sierra 1, bearing 056.
Right, let's see if we can identify this target. Looks like a surface ship. Kazbek.
Con sonar Sierra 1 is classified as merchant.
That's exactly what we're looking for. Okay, so tell you what, we're actually going to come off ultra quiet. We're going to keep our speed low, and we're going to reload that into a missile. Because if we go up there and we find there's no other targets, we're just going to skewer it with a missile. We're not just so you guys can see it more than anything else. And missiles are cool. The thing is, we don't know if we've got any other targets or if we maybe just found the tender on its own, which be interesting. And we're going to see how we do here. Ooh, look over there. Let's see if we can... Oh, I think it's an iceberg. Yeah, it's an iceberg. That's cool. So, of course, that'd be something that we'd have to look out for. Though I suppose you can maybe hide underneath the iceberg to mask your signature. That'd be kind of
torpedo room, tube
kind of an interesting
ready.
strategy. Now, with the missiles, I'm pretty sure we have to be at near periscope depth. And the periscope depth is 50.
Feet.
So we are coming up quite slowly because I don't know if there's something else out here or not. There's enough of the solution there that I think we could probably snap off an active torpedo after it. But I don't see the reason to do that. I said I want to see what one of these torpedoes looks like. One of these missiles, pardon, does. Because I have fired them tutorials, but I've never fired them in combat. We've not detected anything else here, so I think we've maybe caught the merchant solo, which would be kind of cool. I mean, we've got no other partial contacts. Once we get to the surface, we may find something else. But what we'll do is we'll mark the target. We'll actually use our periscope so you guys can see that as well, because we've got a laser rangefinder on the target. Let's increase our planes a little bit. Come up a little bit faster. Once we get to around maybe 200, we'll actually level off and we'll rise just using ballast, so that way we come up level. Last thing we want to do is breach and potentially, like, if there's an escort nearby,
400 feet.
be bad. Be a nice little start, and like the only thing we run into is just a tender. You know, just get a nice easy kill to get going after the misery of that last mission, where we achieved nothing. Let's look at the Kazbek. Has Kazbek actually got anything? No, it doesn't. Yeah, so you can see here, it's a merchantman, it's a tender, it's a supply ship.
Passing 300 feet.
300 feet. Okay. Once we hit 200, we're going to level off, and then we'll rise using our ballast. Actually, that might be a bit much. Let's call it 250. Okay, level off, and increase ballast. Because for all we know, there's actually other stuff we can't see because of the strong duct. Oh, yep, there we go. See, that's a sonar signal.
Sonar, new contact bearing 080. Designated Sierra 2.
Sierra 2, right? Hold on. We're gonna cut speed here. Let's figure out what Sierra 2 is. Because that had sonar. That looks like a Krevac.
Con sonar Sierra
What's
2
Krevac got?
is classified as escort.
Radar. It's got towed array, passive, fires, missile, torpedo. Okay, so there's definitely a Krevac up here. We might want to try and get rid of that Krevac first before we take out the Kazbek. How's it? So I don't think he's got much signal on us. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to come about to port. And we're actually going to put ourselves in between the Krevac and the Kazbek. Maybe he'll mask us a little bit. And by turning like this, I'll let you zoom in a little bit here, this will then put them on our starboard side, which will give us a better chance of maybe getting a better picture of him. Now, I don't think he's got any close-in defenses, so we might be able to missile him as well. Or we might want to maybe fire a torpedo at him once we get a better picture. Now the other alternative is we come up to periscope depth, and we basically mark him that way so we can establish exactly what's out here. Mind you, the solution's pretty good. What are we thinking, folks? Should we try and missile this guy, or do you think we should hit him with the torpedo? He's very close. Thing is, if we get rid of him, we can take out the Kazbek at our leisure. Yes, I appreciate there's going to be DACA. Our submarine is painted red to make it go faster. Thank you very much. What the question here isn't so much DACA, but what flavor of DACA. It's a very important question. Torpedo to make sure you hit. I think that's a safe plan, and then what we can do is we can use the missile to deal with the Kazbek. Okay, cool. So, we've got a 95% solution. I think that means we can fire... We'll fire a torpedo. It's on our starboard side, so I think tube 3 will be good. So... we're going to fire this passive. Bearing 100, I think. Oh, Kazbek's repositioned a little bit. That's fine. Bearing 100, range 11.6. Launch.
C-23. Aye, sir.
Okay. Let's dive. Let's get ourselves off this level. Because he will have heard that, and he might just counter-fire at us. So, let's point ourselves down. Right, so there's the Krevac. See, yeah, it does have torpedo tubes, so it might counter-fire on us. Oh, look, some little dudes on the back. Then it's got a couple of these at the front here. Now, these things at the front are sort of like rocket mortars that fire depth charges. Which, you know, not great. Not great at all. How are we doing? Okay, we're back below that duct. I think that duct will keep us safe. So I'm going to trust that. And let's see how our torpedo's doing. It's traveling in a pretty good direction. We've adjusted our course with from the track of the torpedo. So we're heading back after the Kazbek. And, you know, I'm going to speed the game up a little bit. Just a little. There we go. Okay. He's definitely still active pinging us. But as you can see here, so these values down here, the way to sort of think of it is 0 is 50%.
Sonar lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 1, 0.
We've lost sight of the Krevac.
Faded.
Lost sight of the Krevac. That might be due to the duct. Basically, think of it like that middle point is 50%. So as long as that's minus, it reduces our chances of being detected and certain values and things. If it's over 0, that means they've got a chance. They've got a good chance of finding us. Our ones up here are us. These are our settings. So when we've got so if I hit this Kazbek, you can see that's our detection abilities. So my active sonar is off, so we're at minus 22 for active. LF Toad is the towed array. Now that's behind us, so it can't see anything because the Kazbek's directly in front of us. And LF Passive is our passive sonar, which is what's currently detecting him quite effectively. But I suspect because we've come down below the surface duct, we've lost sight of the Krevac. So I think we're enough off the course now, so let's bring ourselves back up again. Slowly. And with any luck, we'll get a lock with our torpedo.
Sonar regained contact on. Sierra 2, bearing 1, 0,
We've
3.
reacquired the Krevac now that we're coming back up again. For a second, it does look like he might have come back on that track with the submarine. You know what, while we're doing this, I'm going to load that up with another missile just in case. I think we can get away with 2 torpedoes, 2 missiles here. Get that back on ourselves and zoom it out. Give you an idea of what... Oh, there we go. That torpedo is now gone to active, but it's on passive search. So it's going to hunt for the Krevac. Now we still have...
Passing 200 feet.
Like, this is us seeing where it is in the 3D, but we can't see it because we don't have a good firm lock on it. I figure once we hit past the duct, we will see it again. So just keep our view on us for the moment. Just make sure that we don't breach. I'll actually come up a little bit faster than that. Just going to poke our heads over the duct, which is at 128 feet. You might be able to see in the corner that our torpedo is seeking.
Tube 2 ready.
It's seeking back and forth now as it searches for the target. So it's like trying to find him. So it looks like the Krevac's heading away from us now. Right, as we cross this duct, we should start getting a good signal on him.
Passing 100 feet.
Okay. Right, we're gonna cut our ballast here. So we're gonna level out at 100 feet. keeping our speed very low. It looks like we're starting to get a signal back on the Krevac because it looks like he's turning towards us again. So he's giving us the broadside, which makes it easier to see him. Our torpedo is looking for him. So we've got it set to snake pattern. So now it's basically trying to find him by basically wiggling back and forth. As it does that... Oh, there we go. See, so we might be able to start getting a lock with the torpedo now. So it comes back on this one because we've now got a better signature. We might need to adjust the torpedo manually. No. Looks like our torpedo... I think we'll get him on the next swing. Yeah, there's no chance of him seeing us. You can see the numbers here are really, really low. Right, I think we want to take manual control of the torpedo now. So, can I? Or do we need to, actually? Well, let's see it on this pass. No, I think our torpedo... Have I got control of it here, or...? Activate torpedo. Nah, it seems I don't actually have control of this. Oh wait, I forgot the tube selected. That'll do it. Right. There we go. That's more like it. Right, we're actually we're gonna steer the torpedo after him because we know where he is. Hey Ursula, welcome. Thanks for joining us. We're just about to try and hit this ship with a torpedo. And then we're gonna shoot a missile at another one. And hopefully make up for a disastrous last mission. Just look back at our submarine to see how we're doing here. I think we're doing alright. Yeah, we're shadowing the Kazbek, so he's not going to get away from us. I suspect he is moving faster than us, but he's not going to be moving faster than the missile, so it's all good. Back to our torpedo. Yes, I'm very much being the stormtrooper, the Imperial School of Weapons Accuracy. The good news is these missiles chase. Right, the torpedo should lock on by itself. There we go.
Weapon acquired.
Weapon has acquired target. So, don't think we can see it from vertical because it's quite dark. But the torpedo's now chasing the Krevac, and it is gaining on it. See, this is nice when your torpedoes can actually catch up with things, as opposed to the previous mission. Homing in. Homing in nice and fast. Okay, what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to creep my height up, just the periscope depth here. And hopefully we won't breach, because then the ship will turn around and go, there you are, and kill us horribly. I think we're pretty good for the torpedo catching him, though, because even though he's now moving at flat, I think he's moving top speed, about 14 knots, but you might be able to go faster than that. The torpedo is going faster. Oh, right. Oh, crap. I just got distracted, and we almost breached. We're very close to the surface right now. Whew. Let's bring our elevation, let's bring our height down slightly. There we go. 50 feet. Let's stay here. Back to torpedo. He's definitely giving it a stern chase. I think it is going to catch him. At which point what we'll do is we'll launch one of our missiles here and do horrible things to the submarine tender we're shadowing.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing,
Oh,
1,
right, he's
2,
deployed
7.
a countermeasure to try and shake off the torpedo, but I think it will lock back on him, no issues. Or it should do, it will turn back in on him. There we go, it's turning.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Right, we've lost solution on him. That's... oh, there he is again.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing, 1, 2, 9.
He might actually escape the torpedo, because the torpedo hasn't got much life left on it. If we look at it here, it's only got 2 minutes. Oh, no, then again...
Fire control, weapon acquired.
He's turned into it. I think we've got him. I think we're finally going to sink something after the last 45 minutes? Hour? Not great.
Con, sonar,
Hey.
lost contact. Sierra, 2, last bearing, 1, 3,
There's
1.
been an explosion.
Contact breaking up.
We hit him. Contact's breaking up, it means we've sunk him, and... there he goes. Huzzah! Glorious success. We've actually sunk a surface ship. Right. That's him dealt with.
Upscope.
Upscope. And let's find this Kazbek. So, oh, there he is. Poor little sod. Right, so we're going to hit him with our laser rangefinder. So, there we are. Contact Sierra 1 upgraded to Master 1. Basically means that we have everything locked. So, downscope.
Downscope.
Hit the target view. Zoom in a little bit. Tube 2. Missile. Bearing 63. Range 16K.
Shoot tube 2.
And
Sir.
there we go. Missile away. So this is now going to chase after our target. And if you watch, there you go. It just dropped off the initial launch. Now, missiles have quite a wide arc, and we have no control over them. So it's got a wide arc, so it'll actually basically, think of it almost, it's got a wedge in front of it, and that will home in on the target once it gets within activation range. Which should be about now, if I told it properly. And you'll see the missile, yep, there it goes, swings to the left. And get a nice view here.
Oh! Lost contact. Master 1. Last bearing 0. 6.
Wasn't that
1.
much more
Contact
refreshing.
breaking up.
There we go. One sunk ship. Okay. So I think that's us done for this mission. So, can we leave? Yes, we can. No vessels nearby, no weapons nearby, no aircraft nearby, no flooding. Leave combat. Enemy engaged. Krevac 1 sunk, Kazbek sunk. Everything to success. We used 1 torpedo and 1 missile. I call it pretty efficient. Good to hear you intercept and destroy the enemy replenishment resources. Keep up with good work. Further orders will be transmitted on this downlink. New order sent on this downlink soon. Huzzah! Quiet seas. NATO warships and submarines have taken up several new strategic positions, including some around the Greenland Sea, in response to significantly reduced Soviet naval activity. Close sources in the Pentagon say the war is taking a heavy toll on enemy naval operations, and their supply lines continue to be heavily strained. Huzzah! Recent NATO gains at sea have decreased the number of warships needed to maintain control for several reasons. Many vessels from these regions have been rapidly assigned to escort duties to better protect convoys carrying much-needed arms, armor, and men from the United States to the United Kingdom. There we go. So, here we are. Right, new mission for a submarine. Task situation. To better plan for Soviet initiatives, Navy Ops have decided to insert a SEAL team by submarine in the vicinity of Archangel, where they will conduct intelligence and sabotage behind enemy lines. You must therefore infiltrate the area around Archangel and avoid detection at all costs. SEAL team is awaiting pickup at Holy Loch. So primary objective first is to pick up the SEAL team. And then we've got to get in while avoiding detection. Okay. Interesting. So, right, we've got to head back to Holy Loch, so let's start making our way down. What we'll do is we'll actually skirt around the north of these islands here. Because that fleet looks like it's coming for us. Let's try and avoid getting caught. We'll skirt around Iceland here. I'll be happy once we're past the sensor net. And we will pick up our Marines. what's happening. West Germany defeated. Soviet invading forces have destined campaign are in total control of West Germany. Government is dissolved and the administration to be handed over to occupying forces and national broadcast. West Germany's government ordered the country's armed forces to cease fire to avoid further casualties. Although the current situation can hardly be called a stalemate, analysts agree that it's been described as a momentary draw. The Battle of the Atlantic is currently unresolved, as both NATO and Soviet task groups of considerable strength keep each other tied in a state of mutual area denial, according to the USS Secretary of the Navy. Okay. Right, so, back in Holy Loch. Achievements today, stays at war 3. Mission accomplished 1. We've sunk 3,500 tons, so yeah, we're doing okay. Cool. So, rearm and repair. Let's reload the torpedo we used and the missile. And yeah, cast off anchors away. Right, so now what we'll do is we've got to get to Archangelisk, which is over here. So we're going to have to make our way over. I think we stick next to the coast, maybe? Oh, that ship group, I think, is going to come try and get us. So we're actually going to turn north here. And hopefully we can evade it. Yeah, oh, nope, 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 nope. We're going to end in trouble. They're going to get us. They're going to get us. I think we avoided the satellite there. Okay. Whew, right, okay. Right, into the Barents Sea. Oh, they were definitely chasing us. Right, sorry, I had to let go my mouse for a second there. Ooh, avoid the air... Oh, there's an enemy submarine group. Oh, what's this? Belgium's been overrun. We're not doing that well, are we? I think it's because of the time we're spending, perhaps? Right, we'll avoid the aerial detection. If we can. I really would like to avoid... Oops, stop. Ah, God, no, no, no. I think they definitely saw us. Right. Right, we're heading into Archangel now. Okay. Oh, there we go. Right, we have a new sonar contact bearing 55, designate Sierra 1. Wait, did we get to where we're going, or have we just... Oh, no, in the vicinity of Archangelisk. Archangelisk? Can someone get me the pronunciation for that? That'd be appreciated. There's a very strong surface duct and a very strong thermal layer. Mission deployment zone is nearby. Your order, sir. Okay. Close to 15. And then we're going to go to ultrasound the moment we get in. I guess we can't close to 15. Okay. All man's manned battle stations. I thought we could sneak ourselves a bit closer.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Ultra quiet, ultra quiet, ultra quiet, ultra quiet. Slow the hell down.
Con sonar, new contact bearing 20.
Okay.
Designated Sierra 1.
Wait. Okay, that
Con sonar, new contact bearing 049. Designated Sierra 2.
Okay, so that's where we're trying to get that little Archangel-esque.
Contact
Yeah.
bearing 279. Designated Sierra 3.
Okay, we're getting a lot of targets quickly. Right, we want to be as slow and quiet as we can.
Contact bearing 042. Designated Sierra 4.
Right, let's try and identify what we've got here. So Sierra 4. That looks like a surface ship subform. Or submarine. That might be a submarine. Victor, 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 November, Kilo, Tango. That's a Foxtrot.
Con sonar, new contact bearing 2.
Sierra 2?
Designated Sierra 5.
There's a lot of stuff out here. Where is it? Oh. It's a Comol?
Con sonar, Sierra 2 is classified as merchant.
It's a merchantman. Sierra 3? Looks close. Is it Chilkin? Go with that.
Con sonar, Sierra 3 is classified as merchant.
Okay, and what's this? This might be another submarine. No, it's Endizan. That's a merchant. Is that right? Looks right. Might be slightly off. Oh, it's a trawler. It's a trawler.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified.
Right, so our biggest
as
worry here
merchant.
is the foxtrot. The foxtrot is our issue. Looks like he might be on the surface. So back to us. Okay, let's figure out where we are. Okay, it's very shallow here, and oh god, right. Okay, so it's really quiet at 75 decibels, and we're at 400 feet. As we're literally above the ground depth. Right, so the trawler. Let's look at our book here. So trawler, absolutely fine. Comsol is a merchant. Chilican, it's a merchant. Foxtrot is a submarine, but I think that's one of the old diesel electrics. So as long as we keep very quiet and keep close to the bottom, considering he's on the surface, we can get right. Oh, new contact. Sierra 5. Can't quite tell what Sierra 5 is. We'll try and get something that looks similar. Looks like a surface ship of some form. Oh, thank you very much, Ursula. Thank you very much for sharing out the stream. A Grishna? If that's a Grishna, that could be a problem. That's got Sea Whiz, it's got torpedoes, Donkey radar, towed array, and passive. That could pose us a problem. Right, I'm going to classify it as that because that looks the most correct at the moment.
Con sonar, Sierra 5 is classified as escort.
So that could be a bit of an issue. Especially as I do not want to go any faster than I am right now. I suspect what we may do here is we may actually put some time acceleration on to bring us a bit closer to the objective. Instead of sitting where we are now. Because if I go at this, we're literally going to be here for like an hour as we move at the speed. So this is what time acceleration is for. So, going to skip time forward a little bit. As we sort of firm up our solution here. So you can sort of see here that the game's stuttering a bit as we move so quickly. There you go. See, this is us moving at accelerated time at 5 knots. Yeah, if it's a Grishna, I'm stuffed. I think that's a pretty fair assessment. My hope here... That Foxtrot's very close. Actually, I think he's somewhere behind us. My hope is that we just basically stay really quiet, and we'll get a better solution on where he is. And what we'll do is we'll adjust our course to try and get around him. So what we might end up doing is we'll actually change our course to the southeast.
Sierra 4 is classified
cool.
as merchant.
Okay, so the good news is that Foxtrot is actually a merchant. Our sonar team is better at identifying things than I am. So that's absolutely brilliant. Okay, so we're still thinking Sierra 5 is a Grishna. I'm hoping we can maybe get a better signature on this and re-identify it. I mean, it might not be a Grishna. I mean, I'm looking at it. What else could it be? Could be a potty. Ooh, actually, I think it is more of a. I think it is a potty because we look at the Grishna. See this line here? We take that across. I think that's correct. I think that is a
sonar. Sierra 5 is classified as escort.
I think it's a potty. I think that's a much weaker escort. I think we're okay, actually. Because that looks like a much better match on these first 4 pings as opposed to the last ping. So I think we're actually doing okay there. Cool. One thing we could do here is, well, like, once we've deployed our dudes, we could maybe actually come around and sink all this shipping. That'd be a nice way to sort of disengage, but I think that would actually fail our secondary. Because, if I remember rightly, with our briefing... Can I check our briefing? No. Okay, we haven't checked our briefing. Back. I think our briefing says that we're meant to avoid being detected at all, which, considering this is a SEAL team insertion, makes sense. Yes, don't worry, this is the easy part of the SEAL team insertion. Yes, thank you very much. I think at this stage of the campaign, it makes sense that we're only running into like weaker escorts and things. Annoyingly, he is kind of close to the objective, which could be a bit of a problem. I would love to be able to sort of just go in, deploy the SEAL team, turn around, and just wipe out all this shipping, though. But I have a feeling that would be bad for the mission. Because I'm sure part of our mission is we're meant to do this without being detected at all. I wonder if we can get away with maybe picking up our speed a little bit. Because, like, none of these trawlers have any sonar whatsoever. So they've got no ability to spot us unless we launch torpedoes. The potty does have some capability, but you can see here, as long as these numbers stay low, we're actually okay. So we're going to accelerate a bit. We're going to bring ourselves up to 10 knots, and we're going to see what that does.
0 knots. Maneuvering eye.
Okay. So as long as the MF active and passive don't get too close to 0, I think we can get away with it. Okay, actually no, let's cut the speed.
Make turns for 5.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Oh, wait, hold on, we've got another signal. We've got another signal. New target. Sierra 6. I have no idea what Sierra 6 is. Yeah, we got far too eager there. That could just be another merchant. But then again, if you look at the banding here, it looks like... might be another potty. There's another bit here I can't quite see properly. I don't like the fact that I've just seen that. Right, considering that potty is actually coming up in front of us, this guy here. He's actually going to cross our line of travel. I think we actually turn to the southeast a little here, which might give us a better bearing on this guy. Okay, so rudder to port. Oh, apologies, the phone's going off there. Yeah, it could actually be a Grishna. I'm hoping somebody picks up that phone shortly. Apologies, folks. There we go. Just want to see if I can get a slightly better signature on Sierra 6. We'll figure out what it is. It would really suck if it actually turns out to be a Grishna. At which point we are not launching anything. Because the thing about the Grishna, if we actually have a look up here again, see how it says here 30mm CIWS? That's close-in weapon systems. So the only way you can sink this thing is if you use torpedoes, because close-in weapon systems basically shoots down your missiles, unless you fire enough missiles at the one target to just overwhelm it. Which would be bad. It's actually quite a lovely day up here. There's the land. We're getting a slightly better signature on Sierra 6. I'm going to accelerate time again a little bit for a second. Just because it's taking us a very long time to travel. I don't think it's a Grishna, though that does match up rather well. Could be another potty. No.
Con sonar, Sierra 6 is classified as escort.
I think I'm going to call that a Grishna for now. We're just going to play it safe and assume it's going to murder us. It just quiet out here. Okay, right. Got a 60% confirmation signature on it. This guy is annoying me because he's coming out right into our faces here, so let's pick up the pace again. Oh, he's turning.
Con, sonar, lost contact. Sierra, 3, last bearing, 2,
he's
8,
turning.
7, contact faded.
Oh god, no. Please, no. Let's see if this matches up with anything else. No, I think that's the only thing it can be is a Grishna. Grishna or a potty. What was that there? Nope. Not a Crestus, not a Submarine, it's not a Kashin, not a Krivak, not a Riga. Yeah, I think it's a Grishna.
Con, sonar, Sierra, 6, is classified as escort.
Like that the potty appears to be heading towards us. I'm going to accelerate time again. No, okay, so he's turning around. That's fine. Oh, I think we've got a confirmation of this being a Grishna. Yes, it is a Grishna. There we go. So you can actually see it now. This is what we were sort of maybe fearing. It's a nasty, nasty ship. It again has these sort of launchers on the front, so you can see, and these basically are sort of like rocket-propelled depth charges. It's also got torpedo tubes and a whole pile of other stuff. And it is heading this way. So the potty is turning around, so that might actually be a patrol route. So I'm just hoping the Grishnas may be on the same thing. I mean, like, the sensor readings are okay. They're sort of hovering around that level. And the potty has turned. So... This is taking a long time. Oh, we've got active sonar. There was an active sonar ping there. I mean, it's active, but it's like very low active. I think we're okay. It's more this guy coming that I'm worried about. I'm hoping he's going to turn around as well. I mean, he's still, like, blithering away quite happily, so... Accelerate time. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. This is taking far too long. Right. I'm going to regret this. But I'm actually going to pick up our speed. So adjust course. I'm going to bear us due south again. So we're starting to put some distance between us and the Grishna, at least instead of heading towards it, we're going to start heading away from it. So bearing 180, 75, 76. Bearing 180. Going to take us up to 10 knots.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering eye.
And I'm going to hope...
Con maneuvering. Making turns for...
That gives us...
1.
Oh, look. The Grishna is turning.
Knots.
It's turning. Okay, so clearly it's patrolling this area over here, which must lead into this port. Okay, so we're doing all right.
Con, sonar, regained contact on. Sierra, 4, bearing, 3.
So as long as we keep an eye on the
3,
potty,
0.
I think we're okay now.
Con, sonar, lost contact. Sierra, 4, last bearing, 3, 0. Contact is in the baffles.
I wonder how fast we can go without cavitating. Because if we can do that, I think we'll be okay. Right, tell you what. Going up to 15
Making
knots.
turns for 1.
And that's as
5
fast as we're going.
knots.
I'm not going to take us
Maneuvering
any
aye.
quicker than that.
Non-maneuvering. Making turns for 1. 5 knots.
As long as we're not cavitating, I think we're okay. But we'll keep an eye on the putty. If he turns around again, we're going to slow right back down. So let's totter along. Yeah, the Grishna's heading away from us now. So I think we... Oh, we got an active ping from the Grishna. Okay, right. Speed down.
Make turns for 1. 0 knots. Maneuvering aye.
He might have got a whiff of us on his towed array. Back to ultra quiet.
Break ship for ultra quiet.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra
Okay,
4,
he has
bearing 3, 4, 2.
not turned around, which is helpful. Now, if you look on the front here, this thing, I think this is actually a helipad, but I think it's just so helicopters can like land there. I don't think someone can carry it. That or it's some sort of launch system, maybe. I think it's meant to be like a helicopter pad. And you can see our little action figure men at the back here again. Okay. Back to ourselves. We're seeing the active pings in the Grishna, but I don't think it's got any whiff of us. So back up to 10
Make
knots.
turns for 1. 0 knots. Maneuvering aye.
I think considering how deep we are,
Maneuvering.
I think
Making
we're all
turns
right.
for 1.
And as long as
0
he doesn't
knots.
actively turn, I think we're okay as well. Same with the potty. Sorry guys, I wish I was making faster progress than this, but this seems to be one of the slower missions. Let's have a look at our friend, the potty. Here he is. So this is the little boat that's giving us some trouble. It's a little patrol ship. And you see it's got 2 of these depth charge launchers, and it can fire torpedoes. And it's actually got a little gun in the back, and again, there's our little action figure men. I think look, there's the captain. You get. I actually quite like how much details on this model. It's kind of cool. I mean, the texture's kind of low res. You can sort of see some, shadowing, artifacting here. But considering what it needs to do, it works perfectly fine. The water effects are nice, though. You can actually see the swell coming off the bow. Very cool. Back to us. Okay, how are we doing? We're still quite a distance off. Yeah, the Grishna hasn't got any whiff of us. Right, we're going to go back up to 15 knots.
Make turns for 1. 5 knots.
And
Maneuvering
just
aye.
keep the potty on our signature.
Non-maneuvering. Making
Alright,
turns
so yeah,
for
he
1,
has no chance of
5
seeing us at the moment.
knots.
Minus 50, minus 50. He's completely out of range. So that's perfect. So that'll give us a chance to make some headway here.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 6.
Keep
left
chugs a little bit
bearing
when you're doing the speed.
0, 5.
Or at least I think because there's so
0.
many targets, it's trying to
Contact
calculate it.
faded.
But we're doing okay. We probably should have reloaded these torpedoes. Actually, we should do that. Wait, what? Hold on. Back to normal speed. Oh, I think that was the track from the putty. Just there. Like previously. Okay, I think we're fine. Grishna's miles away. We're still getting the active pings in the putty. We're not past its patrol route yet, but I think we're alright. We're doing good. We're taking forever, but we're doing good. Back up to time acceleration. Put us on the map when we're doing this, just so we can sort of see developments. If we get past this guy's patrol route, I'll be happy. Getting pings from the Grishna again. We're still absolutely fine for the Poti, because like, he's mice for the mice, he's miles away from us. Just come back to normal speed, make sure we don't spot anything untoward. The ground level might be changing a little bit. Floor's at 400 feet, and we're at 318. So I think we need to keep an eye on that, just in case it gets a little higher. Because the last thing we want is like that, because we're going into the coast, the ground level's rising. You can actually sort of see it up ahead, just very faintly there. It looks like the actual seabed's coming up. So we'll want to be careful, because like if we bottom out our submarine, we're in big trouble. Big trouble. So make our way on a bit. Still plenty of distance from the security.
Con, sonar, lost contact.
Lost contact,
0,
right, so we can't see the Poti
5,
anymore.
Last bearing, 277. Contact faded.
That's fine, it means he's so far away we don't have to worry about him. Just center our mini-map here. Not seeing anything else being an issue. Oh, hold on. What's that? Stop. Apologies, I thought it was... Yeah, there. Is that just a bubble? I'm a little worried about what that is.
Make turns for 10.
Apologies for being paranoid, but we've kind of been
Maneuvering
patrolling for a little bit, and I'm worried that might be something. Is there any... Ooh!
Maneuvering, making turns for 10
There's a
knots.
There's a helicopter. And that's a dipping sonar. Okay, right, we're going to ultra quiet.
Ship for ultra quiet.
I don't know if he's actually close to us. We can't see him here. But there is something looking for us. That might be close to us. We may have messed up. That might be what that ping is. Right, we're gonna have to slow right the hell down. I don't know if that is it. But that might be dipping sonar. Because the last thing we want is to just be detected when we're this close. Like, we're past the normal escorts. I don't want it to go wrong now. Getting a lot of active pings, but I think that's just the Poti coming back round. And I think that one behind us is still the Grishna. I think he's up there still. Ooh. Yeah, there it is there. I mean, like, it sees the ship over there. It might actually... This is me being clearly metagamey. But assuming that's the same ship, I think it's actually behind us? I mean, is there any ships in front of us? No, I think it might actually be over here. So I might have just gotten extraordinarily lucky by identifying the wrong thing as being this helicopter. I think the helicopter's actually that way. Which actually begs the question then. What on earth is that? Right, I'm going to take us back up. back up to 10 knots.
10 knots. Maneuvering aye.
And we're going to actually adjust our course towards the objective
knots.
now. So, bearing 151. Yeah, sorry this isn't the most thrilling stream in the world, but this is kind of what you were signing up for when you came to watch me play Cold Waters. Bearing 159, 158, 157, 156, 155. Right, we'll straighten up now. That ship's gearing us onto course 15.
Con, sonar,
153.
lost contact.
That's fine.
Sierra, 1. Last bearing, 305. Contact is in the battle.
So... Ah, see there, we've lost contact with that trawler. And I think it's there, so yeah, I think this is actually between... This helicopter's between us and there. So, I mean, if I come back to this... Does this actually have a helicopter? No. We're going, though. Much pedaling. I think we can get away with going up to 15 knots again. Race speed.
Make turns for 1.
Of course, the other fun part of this is we're actually going to have to get away again.
Con maneuvering.
Which is
turns for
probably going to take a while as well.
5 knots.
I mean, actually, we might be able to just leave, which will be helpful once we've deployed our Spec Ops team. At which point we run. Now, considering we're going this quickly, I'm just going to go ahead and actually reload these tubes with various things. Actually, let's put a moss in that, just in case we need to sort of throw out the moss as part of our escape. Because if they spot us, what we can do is we can basically set our course, say, towards the Grishna, fire the moss, swing 90 degrees, then barrel our way out in the opposite direction. Might throw off pursuit a little bit. But I think as far as the stream goes, this is actually going to be our last mission. Just because. And we're going to see how we go. Right, we're back at 15 knots. We're still reloading. I'm going to bring the speed up again.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
I always panic when I hear my crew talking.
Con, torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
Oh, hold on. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Right. E. Oh, hold on. There's something else out there. Something else out there. Right, back.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
What's that?
Passing 300 feet.
What? There's something there. I don't like it. Are there any more of them? Alright, we're gonna... Yeah, look, there's another one. Oh, and there's another one. I don't know what these are. Look, they're strung out.
Con, sonar, regained contact on. Sierra, 1. Bearing, 3.
Yeah, look, there's some over there as well. They could be mines? Actually, I think that might be what they are. We've not... I mean, like, there's none ahead of us, so I think we're okay to keep going forward. But there's, like, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there, there's one there, one there. I think that's a minefield. Like... So there is a type of mine
Passing 200 feet.
where what it is it's basically almost like it could be depth measures, but I do know there's a type of mine which is basically a torpedo tube vertically that you bury into the ground, and you've got basically a tripwire directly in front on top of it. And how it works is when something passes over the top. Right, we're actually... just realised we're still rising. When something passes over the top of it, it basically fires a charge straight up. So it's not really like a torpedo, it's more like just a floating depth charge, but it comes from below. I'm wondering if that's what it is. I'm going to try and play with the camera a bit here and see if I can maybe interpose the camera between us and it. Oh. Yeah, there you go. No, it is a mine. Look. See, there's a rope. And there's the charge on the top. So it's actually like a regular mine. It was just a trick of the perspective. I am really glad I cut the speed there. So obviously if we go anywhere near that, that'll go off and do horrible things to us. That is cool. Oh, and look, there's another one. And there are different elevations, so yeah, that's definitely a minefield. We're not seeing anything on our map here, though, so I guess we can't spot them. I'm not sure how you're meant to deal with them if you're... remember, this is like a submarine light simulator. We've got this third-person view, which we obviously wouldn't have in a submarine. So I assume I wonder how you're meant to detect them normally. Maybe if we got closer to them, it would let us detect them, and we'd see some sort of ping? Right, what's our depth? We're at 162. Right, let's bring our depth down again a little bit. I think we've managed to skirt around the edge of this by the course we're taking, because I figure they're over here. Which makes sense, because it's the entrance to the harbour, which is over here. So I'm going to bring our depth back down to about 200, then I'm going to take us back up to 10 knots. We might be able to detect them on active, but I am not turning on active. By any stretch of the imagination. There's no chance we're going on active. Not when, there's all that stuff behind us. I mean, the haulers wouldn't be an issue, but, a Grishna would eat us alive. Right. Once we get down to 200, we're actually going to bring ourselves back up to 10 knots. Yes, no fun.
Passing 200
200 feet, right.
Make turns for
We'll go from we'll tell them off ultra quiet, because I think those are actually contact mines.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 1.
I don't know if you guys can see it on stream, but I can make out the string here.
Sierra 1, last bearing.
So
Three,
I think
2,
these are very much
contacted
contact
in the
mines.
baffles.
So yeah, we've lost sight of everything behind us now. But that is really cool. I assume if we got closer to them, we'd have some sort of way of detecting them. And we're going to see how we do there. We're very close to our objective. Very close. Yeah, it's kind of hard to spot, because the thing is, even with me seeing them, they're kind of rippling and aliasing, because of the graphic settings in the game. If I come in like that, so you might be able to see them a bit better. Because they're not actually shading out. I mean, I'm just looking at my second screen here. Yeah, if they explode, you know you've hit one. But yeah, no, I just the fact that those are there are kind of cool, and I suppose it makes sense, because we're sneaking in to drop off the Spec Ops team. Water's getting really shallow now. I mean, this is the risk of having to do something so close to the coast. If we put on any more speed at this point, I'm sure of it will start cavitating. So actually, I mentioned it a few times earlier, and Neil and Ray will know what I'm talking about when I say cavitating. So when a submarine cavitates, basically your propeller is going so fast, it's generating a huge, massive bubbles and noise, which is basically, it basically just signals where you are. Everyone can see you. One thing that's happened in previous battles that we were doing was that enemy submarines were cavitating. That's because they were either trying to get away from torpedoes, because you need to put on more speed to get away from torpedoes, or they had just gotten too high. Now, the deeper you go, the greater the water pressure is, which means you can actually go faster without having the bubbles form, because the water is under more grip, for lack of a better term. things like torpedoes and noisemakers and mosses all cavitate by default, but they're much, much smaller. So the whole thing about moss is it puts off a much bigger signal than it is, which gives it a chance to lure off torpedoes and things. And the thing about noisemakers is their job is just to make a lot of noise. They basically just spin and cavitate by themselves. It's like a little device that does it. So that's how they lure away sonar torpedoes and stuff like that. We are slowly closing in. It looks like the potty might be scanning us again. How's that helicopter doing? Ooh. That helicopter's heading back to coast. Uh-oh. I think he's closer to the coast than we are. Hey, John, long time no see. Right. I don't like that helicopter. I mean, he clearly has some inkling we're about. And he's put that dipping sonar down. No, I don't think the chopper's planting the mines, because the mines, well, they're behind us now. We can't actually see them anymore. They were routed to the bottom, so I don't think he would have been able to place them. Especially when we figured out he was behind us. Now I think he's actually in front of us, because if you look at where the coast is there, then where I am, I mean, like... Actually, I think he's over to our left. I think he's over there somewhere. Like, we line that up, then we hit F1. Then we look up, like, from mine. He's over at the coast somewhere? Oh, he's moving again. You know, we're going to go to ultra silent.
Rig shift for ultra quiet.
I don't think he's that near us, because this is the same perspective.
Regain contact on Sierra 1, bearing 329.
I think he's further down the coast than we are. I think he's over that way. Again, I'm metagaming here, but I'm panicking, so sue me. We're so close to the objective now. Yeah, I think he might be getting closer to me, but I think I'm actually over that direction. Like, see, look how shallow the water is here. I think he's much closer to the coast, and he's just checking for me. My bigger fear is that the Grishness is, like, getting a ping on us and coming after us. But we're so close to getting out of here. Oh, hold on. What was that? Sorry, I thought I saw some red markers popping up around here. Yeah, see, I think the helicopter's over here somewhere, based on what we were seeing. Because if I go back to the helicopter, he's in the bay. He is. Actually, can we see us? No. See, I think the water's too shallow for us here. I think he's in the bay area. No, actually, it looks like the water depth might be changing again. But we're so close. We are so close. Now, one thing this game doesn't have is there's no missiles you can fire or weapons you can fire from being a submarine to take down aircraft. So if you're being chased or shadowed by a helicopter, there is nothing you can do about it at all, which matches up with, you know, what we'd expect. We're getting pinged off to the side here and to the back. That might be the potty coming closer again. We'll see it ping again. I think it'll come from this direction. Yeah, so I think that's the potty is sort of like close-ish again. I'm going to pick up our speed a little bit here. We're getting So close. Floor level's rising. Let's bring our ballast up slightly.
Passing 200 feet.
That would be one way of doing it. So a sub so the way sub takes things down from above water, if it's a ship, you can torpedo it, because obviously it's got a bottom. My sub, if you look down in the bottom right corner, I do actually have missiles I can fire, but they're more like anti-ship missiles. You can't hit aircraft with them. In modern day, there are actually launchable missile systems, so that come from submarines, because you've got vertical launch tubes in modern submarines, which will go up and then engage an aircraft. That is something that was invented after the setting for this game, because this campaign's set late, I think it's late 70s. I think it's 1978 is our campaign. So basically, like, after this invented, there is a weapon system that does that. Oh god, we are so close. Just got to keep an eye on our floor level here, and also our depth, which is 135. Right, that'll do for our. We're not going to get any higher than this. I genuinely wish I could launch the seals from here, but I've got to get into the blue circle. At which point, what they do is they actually do climb out through. If accurate, what I may be wrong. This might just be a movie thing. They actually climb into the torpedo tubes. You fill the torpedo tube water, then they just swim out. Yeah, exactly that, John. Basically, you can get seeking missiles. The missiles that you have in this actually do have a radar system, so you fire them into the general area, and then they'll lock onto a ship, and then they will home in on that ship. The previous mission we had that happening, which is very cool. And we used it to sink a submarine tender, which was actually our proper successful mission, because we had a really bad mission before we started the campaign. Oh, resoundingly terrifying. The worst thing, though, is in this game is it models anti-submarine weapons very, very well. So you can actually have ships which launch a missile, and the missile looks like an old World War I buzz bomb, like little wings and things, and it's actually carrying a torpedo. And what it does is it flies over to near your submarine, and then the missile drops the torpedo into the water right on top of you. It's not pleasant when that happens. You can also get that kind of weapon system yourself. You can get a missile which has a submarine as the tip, and it flies over the target, then drops down and starts hunting, which can be pretty useful. There's also, yeah, V1 with a torpedo strip on, exactly that. That's what it looks like. It's a cruise missile opposed to a buzz bomb, but that's what it looks like. And it basically flies over a target and drops it in. You also can get aircraft that fly over and drop torpedoes down on top of you. It's quite intense on the amount of stuff that can come after you. But if I hit this button here, you can actually see my submarine. There, a Los Angeles class. And that gives you sort of an idea of all the stuff I've got. The reason we're using a Los Angeles class is this is recommended as the best starting submarine. And I've realized we've kind of been doing this crawl for the last hour and a bit. Sorry, folks. Which, you know, I'm hoping once we deploy our guys, we just get out of here. I'm probably being overcautious. We could probably get away with going a little bit faster than this, but just considering how shallow the water is, I don't want to risk it. So, let's accelerate time again. We're almost in our blue circle. We just get rid of these guys and we can move on and try and shoot something. Okay, I think that qualifies us as being inside the deployment area. So, how do I deploy the Spec Ops team? It's a good question. How do I deploy the Spec Ops team? I should probably have checked that. Do I maybe just come to all stop? And, like, come up to depth?
Turns for 0 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Right, we're going to cut speed, and we're going to bring ourselves up. And we'll see if that Navy deploys the dudes. We'll come up to 100 feet. Periscope depth, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We'll have to be very careful, make sure we don't pop ourselves up above the water. Where's that helicopter gone?
Passing 100 feet.
There it is. That might... I have no idea where that is relative to us. I don't really want to figure out. Okay, so how do I deploy? Okay. Right, we'll come up a little bit higher. We'll come right up to periscope depth. We'll see if that does it. So that's 50 feet. Yep, they're working feet. This is an American submarine. And to be honest, me and myself, I tend to think in feet and things as well. 86 feet, 85. Again, I'm being overly cautious about this, but I've never done this mission before. This is my second mission of the game. I'm not losing it now. 71 feet. It's because I'm an archer. We deal with everything in Imperial. I shoot at yards. I don't shoot at meters. It's for Olympic shooting. 60 feet. Also, I do tabletop wargaming where everything's done in inches as well. 55 feet. 54, 53. Okay, we're gonna cut off the bevel here. 52. Bring ourselves up to 50. 51. 50. Right. Okay, we're at periscope depth. Now what? Right. Let's check options. Let's see if there's actually anything. There's actually a control for deploying them, which I'm just missing. It's probably that. Steer torpedo, tub, cameras, still camera, flank speed, briefing. Pickups team not deployed. Do we maybe move deeper into the circle? Maybe that's what we need to do? I mean, do we come back down? I mean, we're not going to surface, because definitely not that. Okay, right, tell you what. Let's bring our distance down again. Let's move into the center of the circle and see if that works. Yeah, it maybe doesn't automatically reach right depth. That might be what we're needing to do here. So, up to sound running 5 knots.
Make turns for 5 knots. Maneuvering aye. Con maneuvering. Making turns for 5 knots.
Yeah. If somebody can do me a favor, actually just like Google it. Like while you're in chat here, I'll avoid it not bottoming out the submarine. If someone could just check it for me, that'd be most appreciated. Because it's a little unintuitive. It might just be we have to get to the center of the circle. I'll try and do that.
Passing 100 feet.
And do it that way. The game is called Cold Waters. Still getting active sonar pings from those ships nearby. I'm going to bring us down to 150, then I'm going to steer in towards the center of the... Okay, that'll do for depth. Right, bearing. Let's see, we want to come in bearing 113. Bring us about. Bearing 113. 133, pardon. 133. Oh, it's about the center. Four, 3. Three, 5, 138, 137, 36. Bearing 133. Cool. Alright, we're on the right bearing. Bring up speed a little bit. Right, you need to be at 47 feet and 5 knots. Oh, wait, really? Really? I was that close? I was exactly... Cool, thanks, Skush. Right, okay. Speed 5 knots, bringing up elevation. Let's see if we can get up into the right level. Seems strange that's 47 feet. It's just an odd number. Fair enough. Right, ballast at 20, gaining elevation. I think I would explain that a little bit better, but, you know, bigger campus users. Despite having you just staring at a blank screen for all this time, I apologize. It's not the most thrilling thing in the world. Right, slow down the rate of climb.
Passing
100 feet. So it turns out it was periscope depth. Just a little bit more than periscope depth than I was at. Well, at least these guys are going to have to swim less distance. No, we've been under 5 knots, so it must be the depth. If I say the height, no, it's depth. Okay. Gonna go with 5 positive ballast. Yep, we're using knots. Ships use knots. Okay, 47, 52, we're almost there. 49, 48, 47, 46, right. Good ballast. Oh, what's that? Right. Cut speed.
Make turns for 0 knots. Maneuvering up.
Okay, so let's pick up steam not deployed. Should it just be an automatic thing? I mean, we're in the target zone. We're at 46 feet. And we're going less than 5 knots. And I'm at the center of the circle. Yeah, we did pick up the SEAL team. I went all the way back to Holy Lock and I got them. Readout says you're doing 40 knots. No, speed 2 knots. The readout in the center, Zubby, that's for the trawler. So that's not me. Yeah. I'm actually kind of perplexed. I mean, unless Like, there was a bug that Jingles ran into, where he ran into a submarine, or a ship, before he reached his target. So we're maybe not in... Like we're in the mission, but we're not in the mission, if that makes any sense. I mean, I'll try and bring the depth up ever so slightly more, see if that does anything. But we're at serious risk of broaching. Okay, 40. Right, we're going to stop at 40. Empty the tubes. If they go through the if they go through the torpedo tubes, that could explain it. How do I empty the tubes? Don't think I can actually have them empty. No, I can just reload them. Fire tube, next tube, load tube. Can't see anything in the damage control systems. I'm a bit stumped, guys. Yeah, they won't get out, beach us up and push them. Yeah. Feeling like that might have to be the case. I have a feeling we're not actually in the mission. I think that's what the problem is here. I think what's happened here, essentially, is, what actually happened was...
Torpedo room, tube 3 ready.
Yeah, we're able to. What happened was we actually hit a contact outside the area, and we're not actually in the mission, which really sucks considering what we've just done. Because the thing is, I can leave the objective. We have no contact, ready to leave area. We're in the vicinity of Archangelisk. Right, sorry guys. This is going to freeze the stream for a bit while I have a look at this document myself. Let's see. Wait. Oh, guys, I think I figured it out. We've goofed. I've goofed. I'm terrible. This is well established, but I'm properly terrible. I don't think we actually loaded the Spec Ops team properly. I think we've completely messed up this campaign already. Oh, sorry, folks. I am so sorry. I'm terrible. Yeah, I think, I'm reading it up, it looks like you actually have to hit a button to load the Spec Ops team, and I don't think we did that. So, you know, we're going to leave combat. See, all these things escape, that's fine, continue. Unacceptable mission outcome, that's fine. Bad things happening, air superiority, they've got control over us, that's fine, I don't care. Right, yeah, we've got new mission states, but we're actually going to come out of this. Continue on course, so, yeah, we're still down here. We're going to quit. But no, I think genuinely what happened was we didn't pick up the team. So I don't know if there's maybe an autosave? No, there isn't. Wait, autosave? What happens if I hit that? I want to see if it'll maybe take us back a mission. Probably not, but yeah, yeah, you need the weapon space. So no, we've goofed. Oh well. Well, sorry folks, that was an absolute waste of all your time. Huzzah! Considering we've been going on for about 3 hours now, I'm actually going to call it. Thank you very much for joining me today. I apologize for the absolute waste of time that last mission was. I hope it's been vaguely interesting for you all. And yeah. Yes, I will probably be shot tomorrow. So once again, because it's us, thank you everybody for joining us. I hope you've had fun in the stream. It was awful as it should be. Toodles and huzzah. Just get this turned off.